Damn it, guys. I just realized my mic was off. Damn, my mic. Again, let me start from the beginning. What up, guys? What up? What up, man? Appreciate it for being on the live stream. Um, Damn, my damn mic. What was I saying, dude? I got confused now because my damn mic was not working. Okay, so it seems to be good. Okay, so I'm gonna be working on this project that I've been working on. This is actually my third week on working on this project. Ultimately, what we're doing in this project is we're building a dashboard for AWS EC2. Hey, what up, Papa? We got Papa in the house, man. What's up? And we're building this dashboard on pretty much what you normally see on AWS console, right? When you log into AWS console, you're able to see all of your instances, right? Your servers, right? You know, your Linux server, Windows, etc. So we're gonna be pretty much building our own web app that's gonna be connected to this instance, pull all the data in, be able to display it. And then what we're gonna add functionality today is we're gonna be adding functionality to be able to stop it and start it, right? So we want to be able to start a server and stop a server on our dashboard. So that's kind of the functionality we're gonna be doing. Nothing much, chilling, listen. Cool, man. Cool, nice. So yeah, man, just got on live now. I'm gonna be coding a little bit, probably for at least an hour or so, and then after that, I'm gonna probably play some COD for a bit. So that's the plan. A little bit of coding, turn off my stream, then start another stream on Twitch only because I'm streaming right now on YouTube, my programming channel, and on Twitch. So once I'm done working on this coding project, and yeah, end up doing a little bit of gaming, man. Gonna play some COD tonight. And again, guys, it is Friday night, so of course it's Tequila Night. So got me my bottle of tequila. This is one of my favorite bottles, man. Sweato. It's a nice budget-friendly tequila. It's very it's authentic, right? The way it's made, no additives, none of that stuff. So man, and it's a good price, $30. So it is not expensive at all, and it's good. It's made the right way, and actually tastes good, man. This for sure is one of my, I will say my top tequilas. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's see where we were at. So let's see what I'm gonna do is let me go ahead and start this, right? So let's run the application. Oh, you know what? I need to activate my my environment. What is it called? There it goes. Hold up. AWS, yeah, alright. Why is it not? Oops, it's not what I wanted. ENV, there it goes. Do I have another Oh, I do, encrypted. Alright, never mind. Got it confused. So once we got it activated, let me go ahead and run my script, which is Python app.py. That'll start up my service. So let me go ahead and open this up in the browser. Cool. So again, right now it's very basic, very plain, obviously, because the UI has not been cleaned up. But some of the functionality that we have added so far is we added a settings section. As you could tell, this is my access key, which again, you got to get this from a AWS the IAM module. You got to create a user profile, and then from there give them, generate access key. So that's a whole different process. I do have a video for that. So if you're not sure how to do that, I do have a video that will show you how to do that. But nevertheless, once you get your access key and your secret key, it comes in these fields. And then I created a default region field, right? So for me, it's US West 2. So another thing we need to do, let's go ahead and log in to to AWS console, right? So anybody who knew, AWS is Amazon Web Service. Pretty much, it's the biggest cloud provider today out of all the players out there. Second would be Azure, which is Microsoft's product. That's what they own. And then of course third, I believe it's Google. Google is in third place. And then from there, there's a lot of other small ones. Which again, when I say small, they make a lot of money. DigitalOcean is one, for example, that, I mean, they make a few $1 billion, to be honest with you. But again, when you look at compared to like AWS or even Azure, that makes tens of billions of dollars a quarter, not a year, but a quarter. So that's why these guys are the big boys. So let's go to EC2. Again, anybody who knew, EC2 is strictly, it's more so designed where think of them as just servers, right? You know, virtual machines, server that you're gonna spin up and ultimately you're gonna use for something. Maybe you're gonna create a website and you need to deploy your website to a server. You could start up an instance. It could be a Linux server, it could be a Windows server, it could even be Mac OS, which they offer that now. I think they started offering that maybe, I don't know, a year ago or so, something like that. So I do have one running, so I must have forgot to turn this off. But let's look at to see what all that we have. See how we have two? One is running and one is stopped. Right, so this is pretty much what we have. So if I go to my dashboard, and again, if I look at my region, these are the lists of different regions. I'm under US West 2, but we do have these other regions here in the US, which is West 1, East 2, East 1. So just again, anybody who knew, the whole purpose of these regions and where it becomes beneficial is when you build, let's say, a big platform, you have a big application that has a lot of traffic, you know, tens of hundreds of thousands of users, for example. Well, this is where, in order to protect yourself, protect your application, right, you know, it would make sense to have load balancers. Load balancers are pretty much, think of it as a server that controls traffic and it sends it to the right server that has availability of resources to process whatever task. But on top of that, you want to have different regions set up, right? Let's say East region, like in the East Coast. And then, of course, you know, then you got, of course, North, the West region, which is, again, in this case, Oregon, in my case. So if something happens to this data center and it goes out, you know, you have another region that, you know, users could connect to ultimately. So, again, that's more for people who are new, who are just not familiar on why there's many different regions and why it makes sense. Two, especially when you scale and you have an application that's heavily utilized and you're making money and things of that nature, you could easily set up your application to be deployed to multiple regions. So if one goes down, the other one is still running. So either way, we got two. We look at our dashboard, right? So let's take a look at our dashboard. We got this working. See how I have my default region? I have it at US West 2 because that's what this is, right? Oregon, US West 2. And then, so this is working. All of this is being encrypted, just FYI. So as we save, it does encrypt it, and just kind of show you real quick. It saves it into this config file. So you have our access key and then our secret key, but this is the encrypted version of it, right? So just kind of FYI. Now it is being utilized, so we have this decrypt configuration file which decrypts it, and then ultimately is able to utilize these keys in order to connect to EC2 and pull in all that information. So that just, again, something to keep in mind, just kind of FYI on that. All right, let's see what else. So let's go back to our application. And then if I go to EC2, again, because I put default to US West 2, that's defaulting to the region US West 2, hit search, we should get those two records back. Stop and running, right? We have some basic information now. We're going to add on more columns later, but for now, we got enough for what we need, right? So we got enough. What we are going to work on now is I want to be able to stop it from here. Instead of me having to log in to my EC2 console, my AWS console, come to the EC2 module and then ultimately find it, stop it, do all of that stuff. I want to be able to just stop it and run it from here, right? That's ultimately what I want to do. So in order to do that, what we're going to do first, like always, guys, this is where documentation comes in, kind of handy. We're going to look at some documentation. So if I go to my app.py, let's look at this is my settings, EC2 instance. See how I'm creating this Boto 3 client object here, right? So I'm passing in my access keys and region and so forth. And then I'm calling the describe instance. Ultimately, it kind of gave me all the information. Well, we're gonna look into how do we start an instance and stop an instance. So to kind of look at the documentation related to that. So we're gonna look at Python Boto 3 EC2. Let's look at that documentation real quick. So we looked at client. So these are the different methods available with client. So we want to look at, again, start and stop. So let's see if is it under the S's for start, a method to start it and to stop it. There it goes. So we got stop instance, start instance. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. So it does take one, what argument? So it takes the instance ID. Okay, that makes sense. So that's what we need to pass in. Ultimately, we need to call this, and it's gonna, we need to provide the instance ID. So let's kind of go back. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right. So the instance ID will come from here. Oh, there it goes. I have it right here, man. What am I talking about? I got it right there. So this is the instance ID that I'm going to have to pass in order for it to stop it, pretty much. So we know we got that information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create another route. And the route I'm going to create is going to be specifically for stopping and starting, right? I'm trying to think, man. I probably could create one route for both to stop and start, and then ultimately pass in a. Let me see how do I have my HTML right now? So we know we have instant state, state, which is the status, right? Ultimately, that it's stopped or running. Trying to think here. So what I could do here is, so I know I want to add. I want to add a button, but it's really not going to be a button. In reality, what it's going to be is going to be a URL, right? Like this is a button here, and this is a URL. But I'm going to make the URL look like a button, which is number one. I think if I do that, I could have the route, the URL, be where it takes an argument for instance ID. Now, that's step number one. Step number two, though, I need to be able to also pass in probably another argument to be able to know if we're stopping it or starting it, right? Like if it's stopped already, then there should be a button here and the button will be more specific to start. Like, I guess let's do that piece first, right? So if I come to my HTML, let's add another column. Let's do that, right? So let's kind of, and I'm gonna call this, what do I want to call this? Maybe we'll call this something like, for now we just call it start stop instance. Oops, did I spell it right? I did not. Instance. All right, so start stop, right? Something straightforward. And what we're gonna do here is, let me see. So we're gonna do if statement, if condition. In this case, it would be if EC2 dot instance state equals, let's say stopped, right? So if equals stopped, then I want this to be TD. Oops. Damn it. It'll be TD. Let me think. We would do. I don't know why, man, but my auto completion sucks on with VS Code, and I'm using Windows 10. I don't have this issue on Windows 11, I don't think, or even on my Mac OS, but I am for some crazy reason when it comes to let me see, installed. Why is it saying refresh? Requires reloading. No, that's not it. Everything here requires reloading. Let me just reload everything real quick. See what that. I don't think it's gonna fix it, but I may have. I don't. I mean, again, man, I don't know. Let's go on. But what I'm gonna do here is for my A tag, let's do class, and this would be button. Button. Let's see, what color do I want to do? Well, you know what? It depends, right? This is for stopped. So if it's stopped, we want to turn it on. What color is green? I need to look to see what color is the green color. And what bootstrap am I using? Is it 5, I believe? I think it is 5. So let's look at our buttons real quick. Am I on 5? The latest. There it goes. Where's my buttons at? There it goes. So success. Okay, never mind. I think I did have it right. I did put success, right? So if it's stopped, we want the button to be green. There's no tag in there now. And then we could call this start. And then what we'll do here would be, damn it, else it'll be class button danger, and it would be stop. All right, so let's try to refresh what we have. Oh no, what happened? Oh, damn it, I don't know why. I forgot. So I have an if statement, then I have an else. What I needed to do was I need to close it out, which would be in if, right? So again, if status state equals stopped, then we're going to provide this tag. Else, that means else would be it started already. We're going to provide this tag, which would be to stop it. So that's kind of what we're doing here. There it goes. So see how we have two buttons now, stop and start. These are actually kind of big. Let me make it a little bit skinnier. So we're going to bring in the button small. Add that to the class, refresh. There it goes. Made it a bit smaller. All right, so now, so again, it's not going to do nothing, but ultimately, as you could tell in the bottom left corner, you'll see the URL that it will point to, because we're not specifying anything yet. So what I'm thinking is we would create a route in our app that would be to start it. Man, I'm trying to think. Let's see. We could probably provide two, like one, and it would need to have the status, right? Because we know what the status is here, right? Like this would tell us that it's stopped. If it's stopped, we know that we want to start it. So we could easily provide in the URL argument of whatever it should be, which in this case will be start, and then we also need to provide the ID, and the ID would be here, the instance ID. So let's use that. I think that's the better approach. So let's take a look at the docs real quick. And again, I'm kind of going through some of the stuff I'm already familiar with to some degree, but I do want to go through the docs as well, so people who are new could understand, like, hey, when we don't, just because I'm a programmer or other programmers that are like me, we don't have everything memorized, right? So sometimes that we code new projects or code on projects, we have to go reference the docs. It's part of the process, and that's fine, guys, right? Like, do not think at all that is not okay, because it's normal. Every developer does it, man. It's normal. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So as we go through docs, it'll kind of help you too, kind of like some best practice on how it was designed to be utilized and things of that nature. In our case, we're dealing with routing, right? So that's how I went to the docs for routing. Again, as you could tell, we could have explicit URL paths, where in this case, this is like, think of it, your home page where you don't have nothing at the end. See how this one we have the URL, the .com, and then you have a / something else. Well, if all you have is this, then that's kind of the same thing as this, like your homepage, right? Then ultimately, you got, in this case, like hello / in this case, it will be en. But if it's hello, it will be, something like this. But you could pass in variables as well. And variables is, let's say these are kind of interchangeable, then dynamic, right? Like in this case, you have English. I'm pretty sure if this documentation has it, see how we could change to Spanish as well. So if I would have changed this en to, let's say, es, hit enter, I think, did it change completely? Let me go back. So let's click on es, and it is. See, everything. Never mind, it's not in Spanish. It's still in English. Never mind. I mean, I'm just trying to keep it because it knows what language I'm in. A better example is the version 2.1. There you go. You see how it changed the URL 2.1, because it's dynamic. As this changes, the context would change along with it, right, to something else. And that's kind of what I'm going to do on my case, right? So that's why I'm going to look at routing. Let's go back to where I was at. There goes the routing. And see how we could pass in some, pretty much some arguments here on what section of the page we want to go to. In this case, is routing. So you have variable rules. And again, this is where a good example would be, you got user, and then you got a specific different users. So this is where it becomes kind of like a variable. As you change it to a different user, you get the user profile back. So we're going to end up using this in this case. But see how this is a better example. You provide the type it is. In our case, it would be string str. Then it will be whatever variable name you want to call it. So we're going to be calling, giving our routes two variables. One of them is going to be instance ID and it's going to be string, and the other one is going to be, let's see. But before we do that, let's go ahead and kind of get everything constructed, right? So it'd be app route. In this case, it would be, I'm going to call this EC2 because it relates to EC2. We're doing state change, and then we're gonna, depends on what it is, right? But we're gonna pass in a few arguments of variables. So one of them would be string instance ID, and another one would be string state. We're gonna call it state for now, right? So and that will be it. Now my methods for this, for now, it would only be get. There's no post, strictly get only. So let's call this EC2 state update, because we're changing pretty much the status of an EC2 instance. So let me call it EC2 instance EC2 instance state update. All right. Now that I have that, let's see. What I want to do now is, depends on what it is. So I'm going to do an if statement. So I'm going to do if state hold on. So let me check something out real quick in the docs. Yeah, never mind. No, I had it right. I don't know why. But yeah, it would be if state equals what am I missing? Oh, my bad. Damn it. I completely forgot. I need to pass it into the function. That's what I forgot to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and pass that in. I don't know why, but I did forget. So this needs to come in through instance and state, right? Because it's pretty much these, my bad, instance ID and then state. This would be if state equals, let's say, stopped. Then we're gonna stop it. If this instance is stopped, that means we want to stop it. If it's start, then we want to start it. That's kind of what we're doing here, right? So let's go back to the docs. What are we gonna do here? It will be create instance, start instance. My bad. Or what was the other one? Stop instance. So let's look at stop. which I'm assuming is just stop. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that's all it is, stop instance. Okay, so in this case though, I do need to create my client. So I do need this. I do need to bring this in because I do need to create this. And I'm probably gonna create this beforehand over here, right? What did I forget? I forgot to bring in my config. There we go. See, I need to decrypt it, and then I need to bring in the key. In this case, I do not need region. Or do I need region? I do need region for the purpose of creating my client. So yeah, never mind. I'm gonna have to bring in all three. But this is gonna come from, let me try to think. Damn it. Do I need, hold on, let me check. I don't know if I need, no, I don't need it. See, all I need, well, I do need to create my client instance first, right? So that's something I do need to create. And then once I do that, I could call client.start instance or stop. But in order to create my client instance, I am going to need to provide the region. So now let's look at HTML one more time. Well, let's look at the application one more time, right? So we got stop and start. Oh, there it goes. I do have my available zone. So I'm going to have to provide this as well. I need to provide this if I'm stopping, starting the instance ID. Because I'm going to need this in order for me to know which region it is. Yeah, I am going to need that. So, okay, let's go back to our app. And under state change, I have instance. What I need to probably do is do region first. So string region, which is number 1. It would be region, instance ID, and then state. Oops, this is not right. Instance ID. All right. Let me see. If I'm bringing this in, now I do need to bring this in though. I do need to decrypt the keys from my file. So this is needed. I'm gonna do that first. We're gonna so we decrypted first. Once we do that, now I could connect to my secret and access key. Region is coming from up here on top. So that would allow me to create my client instance. Once I do that, now I'll be able to, it will be client dot stop instance. And then I'm going to pass in my instance ID, right? And that's how it's going to be able to stop it. Now, I think I get something back in return if we look at the documentation. I do get a response back, which is, the response would be string instance, starting instance, current state, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I want to do anything with it yet. I may, but for now, let's just... Alright, so there's our response. Again, for now, I'm not going to do nothing with it. The other thing would be else if state equals, what did I call it? Well, damn, I haven't provided nothing, but I am going to, which would be, what is the name for this? Let me think. Oh, I do need to put it in, damn it. Okay. So URL for, then we're going to have arguments for this. So we'll take a look at that when it comes to arguments, what we're going to pass in. But going back here, right, one of the arguments would be region, instance ID, state. Let's see. I put on here if it's start. Oh, my bad. If instance ID is stop, do this. If it's start, we're going to pretty much still call our client start instance ID, and that would start it pretty much. Once everything's done, I mean, that's pretty much it. What we are going to end up doing in this case would be a redirect, right? So we're going to end up doing a which would be, let me see. There we go. See how we have a redirect setting. In this case, we would redirect to this instance routing. So it'll be redirect. It'll be redirect URL for EC2 instance once it's done. Again, we could only do a GET request. That's why I don't have here if GET or post or nothing, right? Because it could only be one. It's going to be a GET request. This is our URL pass, and we want it to return. We want it to stop it or start it, either way. Again, we're trying to get the basics done. For now, we're going to redirect it back. Ideally, what we will end up doing, we would have probably some kind of message pop up to at least let you know, like, hey, it's been, stopped or something, right? Kind of let you know. But just trying to get the core, the basics of it to work for now. So let's kind of go back and let's look at documentation. I want to be able to look at, this would be under URL, URL building. Let's see. And there it goes. So see how we have a username. Let me see if that's how we actually do that. Yeah, I think it is, man. Let me think. So let's try that out real quick. So let's go to our HTML. Under our URL 4, we're going to do comma. The first thing is region equals EC2. Where is it at? Oh, available zone. All right. The next one would be instance ID equals EC2 dot instance ID. The third one would be state equals EC2 instance state. And this is to start it. And let's see if this works. Oops. Dude, what the hell happened here? Are you freaking kidding me, man? Alright, let me remove it. Maybe I do not need to specify it. Okay, so let me go ahead and save this. Oops. Let's go back. Let me hit. Alright, cool. We're going to hit search. Let me hover over this. So see now how it says state change, then it says US West 2A. Then it has my instance ID, then it says stopped. So stopped. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have to change it. And what did this one say? Oh, I don't even have that one. So let's go to HTML. It should not. I forgot. This one I'm actually hard coding in. And in this case, it would be state equals stop. The reason why is that because that's what my logic is over here, right? State equals stop. There it goes. So it's stopped. Now let's see if it works. No. EC2 object has no attribute stop instance. Okay, so now let's look at documentation and let's see what's going on here. So we're looking at client. Dude, I swear it was stopped. Forgot the S at the end. Damn it. Alright, so it's going to be an S at the end and another S. Okay. Now, hopefully it should work. Let's go back. Search. No. Only accepts keyword argument. Okay, so I know what the issue is. Let's go back. And here I need to actually specify my argument, which in this case would be instance ID equals instance ID. It's a quarks, right? So when you're dealing with quarks, you got to actually specify a key, then a value. In this case, this is the key, and this is the value, right? So I did not do that because I thought this was a define argument, but it was not, so that's fine. Alright, let's do it again. Hit stop. Damn it, what happened here? Parameter input, damn it. Did I, you know what, probably got it wrong. What is the argument for stop? There we go, they actually spelled it wrong. Yep. There it goes. Now to hit stop. What happened here? Again, probably should have read all the documentation. It's a list of strings. There you go. I made another mistake. So I need to put it in a form of a list. So really all I have to do here is just pack it up like this. So now I got it packed up in the form of a list. Let's start it again. And now hopefully it should be good. Now it hits start. All right, it's doing something. It's spinning over here. It's doing something. It's doing something. Boom, what happened? Endpoint connection error. Cannot connect to endpoint. Interesting. Let me make sure that... Nope, everything's still the same. Just making sure that it didn't actually start it or not. Let me check my IM row now. I gotta make sure that my IM row is in order. Let's look at our users. I believe I'm using this one here. What EC2 read-only access. And that's probably it right there, right? I don't have read-only access. In my case, I want to be able to... So let me change this. I'm going to have to manage my permissions. So let's go ahead and add permissions. I'm going to attach EC2. Again, you could customize your permission. That's a whole different topic there, right? But for right now, I'm going to do full access for EC2 instance. Should be fine. Add permissions. And then the read access, I'm going to remove policy. All right, cool. So now everything should be good. Let's go back. Let's try again. Because it really shouldn't take that long. It should be kind of quick. Let's see what's happening here. Cannot connect to endpoint URL. Let me make sure. I know I'm able to pull in my instance information, right? Let me just make sure I could still do that. But let me also reset. Let me start again, right? Let me go back. Let's start from fresh. Boom, I'm able to pull data. That's fine. Now I want to start. Again, it's taking a while, so that tells me something. It's not able to connect, right? That's kind of the error message we're getting. Can't connect. But I need to try to figure out why. Why can we not connect? What's going on here? Something's happening, and nothing's changing here, which, you know, tells me that it's not connecting. Let's look at our code real quick. Let me make sure that I'm passing everything in right. So that's something I need to confirm as well. So let's do that. So I'm going to do a print statement, and I'm going to print region, instance ID, and state. Let's see what we get. Do we get that information or not? Let's hit start. And yep, there it goes right there. So I got Wes, instance, and then stop. Which means it gets here, and then it should hold up. Dude, this already is stopped. Damn it, this has to be start, not stop. I don't know if that's what's causing the issue, but damn, that's my mistake. This should be start. Damn it. I had it all wrong. Alright, let's try again. So now let's click on start to see if we even make a difference. We'll probably still get the same issue, but I'm expecting the same issue, but I mean that's still an issue. But yeah, so we still got the same issue. Why? Permissions should be good. All right. So this is fine. We're pulling this in from our route. It's not an issue. Get requests. Okay, it's fine. It should be doing a redirect, but ultimately what happened, it's erroring and out here. Client EC2 instance, all of that makes sense. Stop instances. Instances ID. I provided a ID. So that should be fine. So let me try to print this response here. I don't know if it's going to give me more information, but again, honestly, I don't think we're even getting information back, I guess. Right, so let's try again. Yeah, see, we're not even getting any information back. Failed to establish a new connection. This is weird. Damn it. Let's look at the page, see better. Endpoint connection error, cannot connect to endpoint. Okay, I get that, but why? What's going on? Oh, I know why. See how it says US West 2A? This should be US West 2, not 2A. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm almost confident that's what it is. So let me go back. See how we have US West 2, but this one says 2A. I need to see, do we have a column that provides this information? Let's look at the documentation real quick. So let me open this up in a new page. I just thought about that, man. I'm going to assume that's what it is. So in my case, I'm getting, what is it called? I think it's in the D's. It's the method that I'm calling is, I guess let me check, man, just to confirm what it is. It is Where is it? Describe instances, which is where, there it goes right here. So what do we get back in return? We get back so again, I get available zone. It's not what I want though. I want, let me look at the platform real quick, right? Let me go to the console. Let me click on one of these. And because ultimately I get all this information back. At least that I'm aware of, we get all of it, if not most of it. And let me look at one that's on. So, where's my region at? Region, where is it at? There it goes. So we have available zone. But that's not what I want. I don't want the A or B or C at the end. So where else can I get it from? Let me see if it shows regions anywhere in the documentation. Region or regions. Well, I guess it should be region, right? Just one region. You know what? I'm gonna put on some music, even though I think Twitch should be alright. But I have a feeling that, damn, because I'm streaming on YouTube, they may, who knows what they do, man. Not now, but they may take it down later, man. They're just very picky when it comes to, damn, where the hell my keyboard at? Just let me swap computers, keyboards real quick. I guess I'll turn it down, not too loud. Cool. Hey, what's up? What are you trying to hack into? I'm not trying to hack into nothing. What I'm doing is I'm building this. It's a web app that of course will run locally. That will connect to AWS EC2. So, for example, right now, some of the things that I have done so far, again, UI looks crappy, but I'm trying to get the functionality to work. If I click on EC2, it defaults to my region, right? I got a few regions, but it defaults to the region that I have. The default, it's under settings. If I go to settings, I input it into my default region. Either way, and of course, access key and secret key here to be able to access EC2. But when I hit search, it gives me back a, in a table format, all of my instances, right? from instance type, instance ID, DNS, all this, that kind of stuff, right? It tells me that it's stopped, if it's running or not running. Right now I'm working on adding the functionality to stop it or start it, right? One or the other, stop or stop, start or stop. I think I figured out the problem, because in order for me to establish my connection, I need to provide my region, but what's happening is I'm actually providing my zone, which is, you know, the region plus A, B, or C, right? Whatever location of that. So it caused me some issues. But yeah, man, that's kind of where I'm playing around with it to try to. I think I figured it out though. I think I figured it out how to fix it. So, like for example, just as a test, and I think this will confirm it, right? Confirm my thinking. You know, let's just say where's my my zone, right? So see, I have my EC2 available zone. I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to just hard code in US West 2, and let's go ahead and run this. Let's see if this works. But if I were to hit start, okay, so I think it did work. See how I'm not getting an error no more. So if I hit start again, boom, pending, because it's starting up, right? So if I go back here, it was stopped initially. Now it's pending. Which, if it's pending, I think what I may do here is remove this button. So let me add some logic for that. Let's take pending, and so we have stop. This would be else if, would be this else if EC2 instance state equals what is it called right now? Running, that's what it's called. Running mean that it's on. So the other one is going to be else if EC2 instance, and in this case it would be pending. If it's pending, I don't want to provide a button, right? Because there's nothing to do. You don't want to stop it or start it. You don't want to do nothing. It would just literally be, in this case, a TD tag. And that's there. Be a TD tag. Let me save it. If I hit refresh, well, now everything's running. So let's go ahead and shut this one down, right? I'm gonna shut the bottom one down. You know what? Damn it! I did not add this logic, so I need to add this. Well, again, either way, this solved that issue, right? Now I still want to probably do available zone here, but what I'm gonna have to do is going to add some logic to remove the final letter. So you could tell it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters long only, but in reality it's 10 because of the last value, the A, B, or C, etc. So what I'm gonna do next is going to be, let me go ahead and copy this href tag, and let me go ahead and add it over here. And in this case, this would be stop. Yep, it's gonna be stopped. And then also what I need to do is, since I am getting back region, it's actually not region, it's actually zone, but you know, I was thinking it was a region, but it wasn't. I'm gonna have to strip out that last letter, right? There's a few ways to do that. One way could be we use the Let's see, trim, is it trim left? Damn, I haven't done it in a while. Left trim, maybe? Damn, I guess I gotta Google this now. Python, left trim. L strip, that's what it is, damn it, okay. That's what happens when you don't do it in a while. Is this? No, it's not valid. What the hell? Hold on, let me go back. No, I don't want left trim. No, I don't want to strip it. That's not what it is. What is it? Damn it. It's not trim. Left string characters. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. That is how we could do it. Okay. So what we do here? What did I say? We had 9 characters or 10. I think we said 9. So like for example, I have this print statement. Let's go ahead and do 10. Man, you know what? It can't be 10. I think it's gonna be 9 because 0 counts as a placement. So it'll be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 is really 9 characters. So, but number 9 doesn't count. Pretty much it's saying give me everything between the first value up to 9, but not counting 9. So in this case, this will give me 9 characters. Okay. So now let me go ahead and save this. I gotta run it. And let's go ahead and start again. Hit search. So let's say I want to stop this. Boom. So again, there's things that are missing. Obviously, if I'm trying to get the functionality to work, number 1. Boom. All right. So I probably do need to add something. It says stopping. So I may need to add some logic for stopping as well. So now let me go back down to my HTML. So I have pending. What I'm gonna do here is where if the state in this specific list, right? Hold on, no, that's not right. Yeah, this is right. This would be, damn it. What was it again? Stopping, right? Stopping. Okay, so now it's stopped and it's ready to get started again. So let's stop this one. Boom, there it goes. See, that works. So see it now, it looks clean, but there's no option to do nothing here, right? You can't stop it or start it, which makes sense because it's running to do, it's doing something, right? In this case, it's shutting down. So if it's shutting down, you don't want to try to stop it or start it again. You gotta wait till it finishes. So that makes sense. And then boom, now it's done. Cool. So at least we got the functionality working, man. We got where we're bringing in this information over here. See how everything's stopped now? So we're bringing in these 2 instances in AWS EC2. We're able to start it and stop it at will, right? So, which is cool. What else? So I think that's it, man. I mean, from a functionality, that's the core of it on what we're trying to do. Now, obviously, it's not pretty right now. It still looks kind of butt ugly. So it needs to be cleaned up for sure. But again, main focus was trying to get the functionality, man. That was the main thing. Get the functionality working. So one thing though that I do want to look into as well is going to be S3 and glue to be able to see. Like, so let me see if I have any glue jobs. Let's look at glue jobs. Where's our jobs at? Okay, so I do have some jobs. So if we look at the documentation now. So I think we're good, man. I think we're good when it comes to viewing all of the details for EC2. We could stop it and we could start it, right? So we're able to do all three of those: view, start, stop. We added the functionality, how I mentioned, under settings to default our region to US West 2, which is what happens, US West 2, right? Defaulted. So we got that in order. We could always change it to another region, which of course we get no data back. Now what I probably need to do is, you could tell, see whenever I come, there's no header. I need to see why. I just thought about it. Why is the header not showing up? Oh, because I put it under post. Duh, no wonder. And that actually does not need to be under post. Still trying to think why. Then is it because of my data set? Let's look at my Git. It's the instance. This is my post. Then I do have data set. Oh, and I don't have it down here. That's why it errors out. But that's not an issue, man. All I have to do in this case is go ahead and add data set. And that's it. So if I do that and I go back to my HTML, yeah, I don't need this, man. This, my bad, not that. This could actually go away. So let's remove this. Then let's remove this. Alright, so now if I come back to it, there we go. At least it showed the header. It just fell off when the header wasn't showing. And then now when I hit search, boom, gives me my results. Nice. Alright, so I think this solved that issue, which is cool. The other thing was, again, besides being cleaned up, and I am going to add more columns as well, and I am going to make the table scrollable, so you can like scroll left and right, things of that nature, right? So again, there's a few things to add by all means. When it comes to formatting the table, one of the things that I probably end up using for the table is going to be a data table. So it's a JavaScript package to use. It's I used it before in my projects and I actually like it a lot. It's very easy, right, to generate these table layouts that looks, you know, nice and clean, and they're sortable as well. So, and again, you could even add expansions to look at more details. So end up using this. It's free as well, you don't gotta pay for it. So this is a nice package to include. Talking about package to include, let's go ahead and get these. I don't have these yet. I'm gonna use the CDN Bootstrap 5 because that's what I'm using right now. And boom, let's go ahead and get our, is this for to copy or to open? No, to open. So let's go ahead and copy all of this. And let's put this in our our index page. Oh, damn it. Alright, so let's see. href. And let's see what the other ones are. Hey, what up, guys? How y'all guys doing? Anybody who joined in, guys? Again, I'm pretty much working on this It's going to be a local. It's a web app, but ultimately designed to run locally, right on your computer. And the whole purpose is, in my case, is to be able to connect it to pull in information from AWS. So for now, the main thing was EC2, right? Look at my EC2 instance. Again, those of you who are new to AWS, they're pretty much just servers, right? They give a Linux server, Windows server, etc. And it pulled all that information in. I'm gonna add more columns, but for now, I'm just pulling a few columns. Then we just added it here in the live stream, the functionality to start it and stop it, right? Start the instance or stop the instance. I'm doing all right, drained from trying to troubleshoot something. What are you trying to troubleshoot? You got some, I guess you got a coding project that you're trying to debug right now. Is that what it is? What language, I guess, are you is it a programming troubleshooting, or is it just like PC hardware troubleshooting? So let's see. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna add this. Man, you know what? Let's go ahead and add this now, man. While we're here, before we jump to something else, let's get all of this added in here. So next thing gonna be so scripts would be, oops. So this is one. And then, yeah, let me go ahead and close this out. And let me grab the other discs as well. Dependencies. Hell. Trying to get Arcore working on a project for work. I have the exact same build properties as the documentation. I'm using the same SDK and import statement, but the classes are missing important functions when I call them. So you said you're using the exact same build, right? So I'm assuming you're using the exact same the package version that you're using. As long as you're in this, I mean, if you're using the same package version, you should have everything. I would say though, the issue that I have come across in the past was whenever, like, let's say you and I'm talking about Python specifically, right? If you specify the name of the package, right, whatever the package is, I just call it ABC tools or whatever. You normally don't specify. You could specify the version, but let's just say you don't. It downloads like whatever the latest version that's out there. Well, there was another later version that they had out there that they have fixed some additional, did some patchwork to. But that version had not been published, so you really couldn't download it. But it was actually a version that had a fix that was needed. So, but in order to download that package, I actually had to specify the GitHub URL path. Like, instead of downloading it from the package repo, like in my case, the under like pip install pip, I had to go and specify the GitHub URL to get that specific version. And I don't think it even had a proper version number yet, but I know it had the fix that I need. It was, again, that was the only time I had that issue anyways. Very strange, but I get it too, right? They just haven't published it either. Yeah, no, it's I'm not. Yeah, man, I have not done any AR core development, so I'm not that familiar with it. I mean, I'm reading, I'm just reading it right now, so I mean, I do understand to some degree, but yeah, I don't have any experience though for sure in that. It's just annoying since I spent so long working on optimized neural network architecture for this app, then set back hard by something like this. I'm not here asking for help. Just no, no, man. Honestly, no. So, and I was just looking into it, trying to see if maybe I could provide some kind of insight into it. I do help a lot of my viewers though. Just FYI, I am streaming currently right now on YouTube, but normally I don't stream today on YouTube. I normally stream on Thursdays on YouTube, but either way, I actually help out a lot of my viewers on my YouTube channel. They do book time with me on my calendar. I do meet with my viewers, like the one that need help anyways, throughout the week. And then of course, when I do my live stream on Thursdays, a lot of the time the viewers would jump on my live stream, and then we'll try to solve problems live, right, on the live stream. So again, um, but I would say though we kind of focus, at least for the viewer that follow me, and that just kind of my core language is we do a lot of AWS stuff. So again, AWS, whatever, Glue, EC2, doesn't matter. There's a lot of different pipelines. There's different things AWS related, and then of course Python is the main language. I mean, I do know JavaScript, done some C# development. I'm gonna start learning Swift because I'm gonna start working on an app on to build for Mac OS. But again, Python my main language though. Um, my only alternative to using this SDK is to program a depth perception algorithm by hand. The AWS stuff is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, been doing using AWS. I mean, here's the thing: AWS has so many different functionalities, dude. It is massive on what it offers. I don't use all of it because I mean, I don't have a need to use all of it. But the stuff that I do use or have used for work, right, related or whatever, um, I talk about, I make videos about, and I try to share my knowledge on whatever I do know, anyways. Which is the stuff that we mainly talk about often is like AWS Lambda. I just made a video not that long because a viewer, had an issue like, hey, how can we use AWS Glue or AWS Lambda to call a Redshift procedure? And ultimately, we end up figuring it out. We use AWS Lambda. We end up calling through Lambda the Redshift procedure to execute, and then from there you can kind of schedule the Lambda function to run right on whatever schedule we want to execute the procedure. But I haven't worked on any cloud stuff, but it looks interesting. Yeah, like for me, my a lot of the stuff that I have worked on has been more so like my experience, I guess, in programming for sure is a lot of back end, right? Whether it be API development, just back end server stuff. Over time, I started learning DevOps, of course. Like deploying applications to servers, configuring them, SSL, all kinds of other things of that nature, right? That's kind of more DevOps related. So that's kind of like my core. I deal a lot with data. So again, I'm very familiar with databases as well. SQL Server, Postgres are the two main ones. Redshift as well. And again, work on a lot of pipelines. Moving data around, right, from server to server, and things of that nature, right, for analytics, so that's kind of where my core comes from. But I have been working on projects as well. Like, so I do have this app that it's still in beta version, but it's live to use. It's called GoShareIt.io. So this is the app that I create. So just kind of FYI, give you a little bit of background. I do have my own business, which is called Go App It. So I have a small team. We do like a lot of software development work for clients. I do a lot of like integration projects that we build for our clients, but we manage it as well. We manage these services, all of these activities, things of that nature. Create a lot of pipelines to manage our client data. Depends on what they're trying to do, and so on. But either way, because of that, we start. A lot of the time we're building apps for our clients. One of the things that we want to do, we want to implement it. We want to build our own app, something that we own, right? Or like I own, the business owns. And this is one app that we built so far. There's a few other ideas we have in mind that we're going to build. Here's the thing. Some of them are going to fail, and that's totally fine. But we got to try, put something out, see what works, what doesn't work. Kind of go from there. But this is one app that we have. It's called Go Share It. Ultimately, it's the way to easily kind of compare this app to is very similar, comparable to Dropbox or what's the other one? Is it WeShare? Is that what it's called? WeShare or WeTransfer, my bad. Maybe it's called WeTransfer. Yes, WeTransfer. So this is the other one that is kind of comparable to. But either way, it allows you, you can share files with anybody. Ultimately, you could password protect your files, passcode protect your files, or make it public. And it'll kind of give you like a counter how many people are downloading the files or things of that nature. But you could share with external users, right, as well. Like they don't need to have an account to access the file. You just gotta provide them the URL, and then from the URL, if it's passcode protected, all they need is a passcode, and they'll be able to download the file to access it. So again, it's still in beta version, but it is working by all means. So it's functional, it works. We're working on some so right now it's 5 gig limit, so the file size, but we are working and we're configuring the 100 GB file size. And there's other features that we're like in the process right now working to be able to receive files as well from people to drop files to you, and do some other stuff as well. So, but either way, that just one app that we kind of built, and the company in a ways. Those type of websites are always handy. But yeah, man, that's kind of just quick background, guys. That's kind of what I do, man. Again, I do have a YouTube channel. I am Lou. You can find me on YouTube as well. I do have a lot of videos related to programming stuff. I do live streams on my YouTube only on Thursdays, and we talk strictly programming stuff, and I help people out as well. So if you need help, a lot of the time we'll look into try to solve problems on the live stream. So yeah, man, you could always join as well. And I work more on data science and things typically. That's cool, man. So how long you been doing like the data science piece of it? Hey, what up, Clutch? We got Clutch in the house. What's up, man? You've been doing that for a while, data science. Did you like start working as a data scientist like straight out of like college, or did you kind of like transition into that, like from a software developer to data science? About a year, some internships and research experience. Officially started on my master's. Okay, that's cool, man. That's cool. So so to become a data scientist, what would you say, like, for people? Is that something that requires a blend of, like, anybody who's new to that, right? That wants to get into that? Would you say that requires a blend of, mathematics, analytics, and software, like coding, a little bit of everything, I guess, in order to do that job well? Or them, like, very little bit of coding, just the basics of coding, but maybe very heavy on analytics and mathematics? There's not too much good documentation in this field. That's for sure, man. I think that's one of those. It's like statistics, man. Like, I have worked on some projects before with a couple of my buddies in the past, and we're trying to do some statistical stuff back in the day. Ultimately, we're trying to do back in the day, back when FanDuel. So I live in Texas, right? Texas, FanDuel has been banned because it's like online gambling or whatever, which is stupid. I don't get that crap. But either way, I don't get it. But back then, before it got banned, this was, dude, how many years ago was it? This was probably about 8 years ago, I'm gonna say, maybe 8.5 years ago. It's been a while when we started to gather some data, FanDuel data. So one of the things that we end up finding out, just kind of being nosy at the time, we started like finding some URLs, some APIs, pretty much, right? Some, the API URLs that pulls data to the app and ultimately feeds the app of lineups and things of that nature, right? Like whenever I pick my lineup for that day, we started seeing these patterns of the URL for that specific what's the word I'm thinking of? Not group, but I guess the bet, right? Because sometimes one bet may have 1,000 people in it, and everybody's betting, and ultimately whoever wins, first place gets the big portion, second, and so on. Well, we started just being nosy, just me and my buddy. We just kind of like that, man. That's kind of we spend a lot of our nights, instead of just chilling or whatever, we be exploring just how to do stuff like that. But we end up finding in FanDuel, we start looking at the inspection section of the page in the browser, and then we start seeing these URLs. They were like, dude, we started to find these patterns, right? These specific patterns. It was all numeric. And that's what made it easy. They were all numerical patterns, like find the URL, the API, and it was 5,002. And then we noticed when we did another bet, it was 5,010, or maybe not 10, but 5,500 and something. So we noticed it was going up and up. So what we decided was you know what? Let's go ahead and put a script together with in Python to we know it's sequencing up. Let's go ahead and call that sequence. And then from there, we're able to get the group that, let's say that we're in, and then we're able to pull people lineups that everybody else that was in the group with us. So now we can see everybody lineups as well, and we're gathering all of that data. Dude, I want to say we were gathering probably, cause we're loading into a database as well. So we were having a script run. He was running a script on his computer. I ran a script on my computer. Then I ran another one on a VM. So we had 3 scripts running at the same time. We were gathering, I'm going to say probably about, if I remember correctly, it was around maybe about 15 gigs of data in 4 days. And I think we end up doing that for 3 weeks or so. So I mean, we gathered about over 50 gigs worth of data doing that. But and mostly due to how new its popularity is. I would say for most cases, if you have a basic knowledge of data structures and algorithms, you are fine on the computer science end of things. For math, you will need calculus, linear algebra. That makes sense. Set theories, probabilities, statistics as well. And there is a lot of data science specific knowledge, like if you are training a model for, say, image, you need to balance the numbers of each classes. Okay. I mean, so like in your case, right? I'm assuming like by actually going to college, right, to learn that was beneficial from a sense of I know that there's software developers that I have talked to, and again, I think software developers slightly different than data science. Not slightly, I think it is different than data science. But I know like there's been some, like I have talked to software developers, right, where they're like, you know, they feel like, dude, honestly, everything that I learned from a programmatic standpoint, I could have learned on my own. And they actually felt they did learn on their own because, you know, their CS degree wasn't as focused when it comes to like learning to code per se. I think what the only benefit that they, at least again, what they mentioned to me in a way is more so that at least from a CS standpoint, CS degree, you do get the knowledge when it comes to algorithms, and obviously that's kind of becomes beneficial when it comes to hiring, because that's where, you know, you get a lot of time, you get it tested, whiteboard, you know, coding, but you also get tested on, you know, binary tree algorithm, the list goes on, right? You know, graph algorithm, you know, and so forth. So having that knowledge, but of course it's always, you know, it varies though, man, because I feel like I had talked to some software guys, and they're like, yeah, man, like they really feel their CS degree was beneficial and it was worth it because, you know, got a good job from it. It helped them get a good job. They felt that they actually learned. They built some relationships in college, so it was just kind of a win-win overall. And then there's other people that I talk to. They're kind of more like, nah, not really, man. Like everything that I learned, I kind of learned on my own. But again, I'm not sure when it comes to data science. I would assume that what you do learn probably does become way more beneficial because maybe you're learning more specifics, like stuff that you would actually use as well when you leave and, you know, get a job in that industry. And that's my guess, right? I have no idea, but yeah, man, we're pulling the FanDuel data. We're trying to do we're trying to figure out like how can we use this data, try to predict lineups based on how players and when we started pulling that data, I believe it was when the NBA was still going. It would have been around this same time right now, you know, because football was done. There was no more football. It was just strictly NBA, and we're trying to predict lineups based on how players were playing, you know, based on their score. But also we were pulling other players, like other bettors, their lineups, and we're trying to, you know, analyze what is their strategy, right? Because one of the things when you bet like that is, you know, you can't, like, you don't have enough money to spend on like all top tier players, so you're gonna have at least one or two low tier players. But the guy that were winning, those low tier players that they were picking were scoring a lot of points, right? You know, which ultimately now you pick your good player that you know you're gonna get points out of because they're just good that way. But then they were picking some lower tier players that were scoring a lot of points, and ultimately that helps them win. So we're trying to, like, you know, trying to determine lineups, trying to see how other players were building their lineups, like people that won, right? Like people that were winning, trying to see, like, how often, like we're gathering enough data within that 3 weeks to be able to look at people that were actually betting a lot and were winning, to try to see how often are they winning. And we noticed that even like the the top guy that were winning often, like they were winning a lot. They really weren't winning like 80% of the time or nothing like that. They were winning more like 40, maybe 50% of the time. It was almost like 50-50. The thing about it is that when they did win, a lot of the time they were winning big. So it's the whole, they were winning probably just as much as they were losing. But, you know, some of the bets that they were winning was very small bets, like $1, $2, $5 bets. But when they win, they're winning, you know, $1,000, $5,000, or, you know, whatever big money. So it kind of, I guess, balances out for sure. I used what I learned in school at my job, so it paid off. That's cool, man. That's cool. Hey, I still feel like I haven't covered enough. I think that's with everybody, man. I would tell you that right now. Like, I know I've been coding for some years now. I've been dealing with database for like over 10 years now. And there's a lot, man. Things change often as well. So it's one of those deals where unless you're really keeping up with everything that's happening, which is kind of hard, at the minimum, maybe you could try to keep up with what you're active on. And I think things change. Like, I remember when I first started coding, I was trying to learn everything, man. I was trying to learn JavaScript. I was trying to learn, you know, Python. I was trying to learn Flask, Django. I was trying to learn what else? React, Angular for JavaScript. I was trying to learn C#. Like, I literally was like I was bouncing all over the place. Like, it was kind of the whole what's hot at the moment, right? What's current, what's trendy, what seems to be like the thing that people want you to have, like especially when trying to get a job in that industry. Like, you know, what do they want? So, you know, you feel like you're just learning, trying to learn everything, and you know, once you get a job and once you like start using your skills, whether it be JavaScript or Python or C, whatever, but once you get a job in whatever field and you're learning that language, I mean, you're using that language consistently and you're learning like the in and outs of the language and new frameworks and packages and so on and so on. After a while, man, it's one of those deals where it kind of, you know, you're not going to be scattered all over the place, you know, trying to learn everything that's new that comes out. At the minimum, right, it's at the minimum, maybe you'll keep up with your current language and your current framework, and that's kind of the only thing I kind of do today. I do feel that I'm always learning, but it's not because I'm trying to just learn everything that's new that's out there. It's because as I work on, like, let's say new projects, it may require something new that I haven't done before. So because of that, I'm learning for that reason, right? I'm kind of more learning based on the work that I'm doing. I think I'm at a point now, I feel like, at least in my career, where, you know, if I need to do something new that I haven't done before, it's not like when I first started programming, it was like, dude, you're like, you know, sweating bullets. You're trying to like, dude, how am I going to figure this out? Because it just feels too hard. You know, it's like, it's not a big deal, man. Like, if I need to learn a new language, right? I'll tell you, I'm going to learn Swift because I'm going to do some Mac OS development. I started like looking into it already this week, and honestly, everything's like, it's clicking like that, man. Everything just starting to make so much sense. Very, it's actually not that hard. Everything's clicking, but again, a lot of it has to do because I already have programming fundamentals. So the language, the syntax is not going to be as hard to learn compared to somebody who doesn't have no fundamentals under their belt. Then that's a whole different story. So I have a narrow focus, but the depths feel like falling down. What up, Random? We got Random in the house, guys. What's up, Random? Just going over some coding stuff, man. So yeah, man, made some good progress. Oh yeah, we're gonna let's play around with the styling of it. So ultimately, I'm using data table. Pretty much what data table is, it's a package, you know. Think of it that way. That allows us. It's gonna do the styling for us of a table way more, um, a lot easier. So let's look at some examples. Hold on, let me go back. Data table. Here it goes. Here's one example. I am gonna need to add this to my to run. All right, so let me copy this. Let's look at an example though. See more full examples. Let's see. Let's look at Bootstrap 5. Something basic should be fine. So see our HTML. See we have our ID as the example, and then of course right here in our JavaScript it's hashtag example. So ultimately this is what we need to add. So what I'm gonna do is let's go to our HTML. We're gonna add a script at the end. And inside this script, this is where we're gonna add our JavaScript. And in this, I'm gonna call what do I want to call this? I'm gonna call this just call it table for now. Keep it generic. All right, cool. So now let me go to my table ID. Oops. Equals table. All right. So now that I have that, let me see. Refresh our page. Nope. Let me go back and hit refresh. Let's see. So it's not picking up the styling. Why is it not picking up the styling? Do I have the styling in here? Yeah, data table. Let's see. Okay, so I have that in there, got this in there. Make sure everything's saved. It is saved. Okay, let's see what else. See about my table though, my EC2 instance table. I did call this, you know what? That shouldn't be it though. Let me change the name. Let's call it like EC2 table for now. EC2. Where is it? EC2 table. What am I missing here? What am I missing? Got. Yeah, that's fine. Let me think. What's happening here? Dude, this should be working, but it's not. Okay, let me see. I may get some kind of information here. Oh, it doesn't like this. That's why. So let me put this in a file then. Let me do that. So let me go ahead and create a folder. Call it static. Then, my bad. Let me create another folder called JS for JavaScript, and then we'll create a file in there. And we'll call this what do we call this? Damn it, let's see, what do we call this? Let's call it custom JS. Alright, so in here, let me go ahead and move this out. And we'll put this in here. I could scrap this out. So now what I could do is this JavaScript file that I have here, I'm going to move it to my scripts of my index HTML. And this would be URL you know what, let's do this. So it would be, what's the name of the folder? Static JS custom JS. All right. So let's see if it's able to bring this in. Let's see, did it bring it in? Did it not bring it in? Dude, do I need to bring in jQuery? I think I do, man. I did not bring it in. In addition to the above, damn it. Okay, so I do need jQuery. Why did it not tell me? Let me see which version do I have of this. So I did bring in jQuery data table. What I did not bring in was jQuery itself. That's what it is. Let me bring this in. Damn it, what the hell? Oh, that's not what I want to do. Alright, so there we go. Now I'm bringing it in. Now let's see if this fixes it or not. Let's see what's happening here. Can't read property, bootstrap. What the hell is going on here, guys? So it doesn't like this default, but so this is gonna be more so related with the package, I believe. Let me see what am I bringing in. So the table, is that where I saw a data table? Yeah, data table bootstrap, data table bootstrap. So let's take a look at these. Oops, that's not what I want on it. Let's see. So I'm bringing in CDN data table 1.13.2 JavaScript. Hold up. Data table bootstrap. Oh, I do have it on here. JS jQuery. Oh, I wonder if the ordering matters. I think it does. So this needs to come first. Okay, now let's try it again. Alright, so that fixed that issue, that fixed that. But it's still not working, man. Like, what the hell? Let me make sure that I have EC2 tables in here. That's fine. Let me see if this is being brought in. This may not even be being brought in. Maybe that's what it is. Let's look at our network. Nope, this is everything being brought in. Everything, yep, status 200, everything's good. Let me see. Maybe this. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Put it over here, but I think it's still. Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's out of sequence. So, yep, nope. Let's go back to where I had it. Damn. Why is this not working, man? What am I missing here? What am I missing? What am I missing? Again, it should be this guy, ID. I do have my ID EC2 table, so that's valid. Yo, what up, Breaker Boy? What up, man? Just trying to, I don't know why, man. I'm using this, this package, right, for my table, to style my table, but man, it's not working. Doing good, man, doing good. Just doing some coding project, my AWS. So pretty much what we did in a live stream, added a functionality, the start button here, to, like, if I click start, for example, let me hit search. You know, ultimately it starts my my server, my AWS EC2 instance. So of course that's my IP address. It's a Linux. It's starting, and let me see. Still going. But yeah, man, added this functionality in the live stream on starting it, and then ultimately what should happen is once it starts, like actually start booting up. There it goes. Boom, running. It provides, there's a stop button now to be able to stop it, right? To shut it off. So, but I'm trying to style again. I think from a functionality, man, I got everything, like the core of what I needed for this dashboard for EC2. What I want to do though, I want to be able to start styling this. I want to style the table first, and then I want to, style the nav and the whole page and all that. But man, I'm just having issues with. I added some JavaScript that I needed, and that seems to. I mean, that should be good. I know it's bringing it in. I see it bringing it in. That's the name of my table, but man, it's just not working for some reason. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. Why it's not working. Table. I do have it as table, right? Yeah, table. That's fine. Trying to think, am I missing some styling? Let me look at what I'm bringing in for my styling. I'm wondering if that's it. So if I look at my CSS, I'm bringing in, what is it, 1.32 CSS data table, Bootstrap 5. Yeah, no, that's actually valid. I'm bringing that in, so that's not an issue. Oh. So that's fine. The styling is not an issue. Then here's the thing: the styling, what I'm having issues with. Not make no sense. I'm trying to think why, man. Why is it not rendering like it should? What's going on here, man? JavaScript coming in. All of these. So I'm bringing in jQuery. I'm bringing in jQuery data table, Bootstrap. Let me make sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm bringing all of that in. Let's go to index. Yeah, right here. Boom. We have. Hold on. Where's my J? There you go. The jQuery's here. Then I'm bringing in my CDN data table. Yep, same version. Datatable.net. Then of course I have my custom JavaScript, which is this guy. Everything's coming in. Styling is in order as well. Only thing that's, let me check. So let me go up. Let's look at our styling. So I'm bringing in Bootstrap 5.3.0. Let me go ahead and bring it from here, man. I don't think it should matter, but let's go ahead and bring it. All right. Ooh. Dude, I have no styling. Nope, did not like this at all. Alright, let me copy this. Let me go ahead and replace what I have here. Alright, I'm back to where I was at. Damn it, man. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense, man. Doesn't make sense. Alright, man. So at least we made some progress, man. We made some progress today. We added a stop functionality to start the service. Start the server, shut it down, start it, etc. Styling, we're gonna work on that next week. So next week we'll start styling this page up, trying to get this in order, add additional columns that maybe are missing, get that added on, kind of reformat this, right? Instead of this being right in the middle, kind of out of sync. So we'll start styling this up, right? Same thing with the nav piece, get that restructure. Probably what I end up doing is the side nav and then a top nav. The top nav, I'll probably put like a, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we just do all left nav only. And I don't know what we do on top. We'll do something either way, but we'll start cleaning it up. I think once we get the layout, the UI looking pretty, you want to call it, and I'm not a big UI guy. That's not my liking, I guess. But we'll make it look decent anyways. Once we finish with that and get this working, then the next thing gonna be probably work on S3 or Glue, one of these, and start doing the same thing, right? We could like pull in that information, like let's say with Glue, start a Glue job. Cancel? Can we cancel? I think start it anyways for sure. be able to see all the different glue jobs that we have, things of that nature, right? And then same thing with S3. S3 would be to view all of our buckets, to be able to go into each bucket, see which files are in the bucket, and try to see if we could even download the files in the bucket as well, right? Try to even take it to that level. So that's what we're going to be doing the next couple of weeks, guys. We're going to be adding on to it. Next week, we're going to style this up, try to get this one module functioning and good to go. Once that's in a good order, good place, I'm going to publish the source code so everybody could, could have access to it. And if you see any benefit of using it, you could obviously get the source code from my GitHub account. And then once we get the styling done, we're gonna work on these other sections, the S3 and glue, and maybe we add more to it, right? Continue to add on to it. But that's kind of the goal for now when it comes to that. So now, guys, it's already, I think I'm done coding for tonight. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do some gaming, man. It's time to play some COD. So what I'm gonna do, because I am streaming right now on YouTube, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the stream. Then I'm gonna start a new stream only on Twitch only, guys. So if you're on Twitch, you want to come back, man, I appreciate it. But I'm gonna play some COD next. Just chill, hang out, play COD, and kind of go from there. Again, guys, man, appreciate it. We're gonna do some more live coding sessions next week and the following week, and hopefully y'all like it, man. Maybe y'all learning something. Follow me on YouTube as well. I strictly programming stuff on my YouTube channel. I am Lou. Yeah, guys, man. See y'all guys and talk to y'all later. Peace.